Hey, this is BlindFox. Welcome at the second part of the Medal of Honored Allied Assault Breakthrough Review. Please subscribe to my channel and please go and donate to me on patreon.com. We discussed the main menu and all this stuff last time. Let's just show you the credits. This is very reminiscent of the end of movie credits. I'm not going to show all of them, I just want to show a bit of this. The first mission was in Africa, Tunisia. You then move to Sicily. You can again choose the difficulty. Again you have a little news flash or speech.
We cannot bring about the downfall of Nazism by the use of long-range invective. But when you see a rattlesnake poised to strike, you do not wait until he is struck before you crush it. These Nazi submarines and raiders are the rattlesnakes of the Atlantic. It is clear to all Americans that the time has come when the Americas themselves must now be defended.
After that little pep talk, you get an entry again, where you are just along for the ride.
Nice night to drop into Sicily. I can't keep my bearings in this mess.
Just get us close to the island. I'll do the rest.
Looks like we're coming in on it right now. Ready for detachment.
Roger that. Detachment ready.
This is a glider you are in.
Releasing now. Good luck on the ground.
We are clear, 2-4.
Roger that, sir. Airborne all the way.
It's a bit scary that you can't see yourself on the chair.
Un aereo è precipitato qui. Mi hanno colpito.
These Italians, they do look a bit like some of the Americans. You've got an alarming tendency in this game to lose your teammates. As in all the other games, we didn't mention it. You've got your compass with your objectives on it. If you are quick enough here, you can get onto this gun and shoot the guys with this gun. And again, as in the previous missions, you get your flickering bomb to destroy stuff. Here it's a lot that you have to use the weapons before you destroy them. And again, you can see here's the two Sicily missions, the starting it moved from down here this is basically just after you use this gun, and again you lose a lot of your troop members here. You basically meet up with them and when you blow this vehicle, for some reason they just can't keep out of the way.
Thanks a lot, Baker. The rest of the 505 should be here any minute now. Keep moving.
So a lot of this mission you do on your own. You sort of lose team members. I haven't seen one where you don't. You can. This is just sort of. This is a lot of night stuff you do in this mission. Again, there is towers with machine guns, and here you do you can run out of ammunition again. But this guy, he doesn't stay with you long anyway. Not gonna do all of the mission. This part,
Hold your fire! Hold your fire! Over here!
you meet up with some more of your guys. The trouble in this place here is there's a lot of, especially the Rangers here, they look a lot like the Italians, their silhouette. So you do struggle to see them apart. So this is a lot of night missions. The second one, the scenery looks a lot the same. Here again you just sneak up on stuff. You can't do this stuff without shooting people.
Lunch and ass would you? Watch it!
This is a lot of the same scenery than the previous mission. You see these silhouettes are a lot the same as the Americans. Especially the helmets. This is a sneaky part again. You also have to be careful of your ammo here. Good thing, if you hit these guys anywhere, they die. You don't have to concentrate to hit them in the head. And luckily some of them are quite blind. Luckily they don't hear the door opening. Here you have to be careful. Since there is more than one person about who can see you and will shoot you. These guys inside here is a bit harder to kill. There isn't a lot of stuff in here, you don't miss a lot. But do look in every place. You can always find ammo or other stuff in here. This is a lot like the first mission. You have to avoid the light. If you get caught in the light, you are dead. But luckily you can follow the light. You have to sabotage planes. Again, it's your E key. They do everything. But it's interesting how to do it. And you just sabotage the planes. And they eventually escape from the base. The next main part of this mission after you escape from the base you can see we've got different terrain again.
Heading straight towards them, they'll need all the extra firepower they can get. They've left a supply of bazookas next to that glider. Bloody hell!
It is a bit difficult, you don't always know what to do when. Now we actually did what we should. And you can get killed by the tank as well. It does take a bit to get this part figured out. You have to deal with this tank quickly before it kills the lieutenant you are with. And of course, your ammo gets depleted quickly. Problem when you're using your bazooka here is you might need some of the shells later on. You can do this without using your bazooka. It just takes a bit of more time. A good thing would be to keep some of your bazooka shells, if you can. See if you can pick up some more. It's a shame you can't really, but try to do not use your bazooka too much here. Because you might just, there's another place where you will need it, which I will show you. You do a bit of battling in the town, but this is the one I want to show you. If you do not harness all your shells here, this is very difficult, one of the most difficult stuff to do in the game. Of course you have to kill these tanks before they reach the town. And They just don't want to die easily. And it's very difficult to always see when they are dead and not. You can see that guy isn't dead yet. And you don't want to use your bazooka too quickly, because you only have so much shells, and if the tanks reach the town, you are dead. Let's try this again. So before you start this thing, go and fix your bazooka and equip it, and then switch to these guns. It is quite difficult to kill these tanks. They just don't want to die. And after you kill them, if you get to kill them, there's still more to do. Very difficult to see when these tanks are dead or not. Again, this won't work. Here you have to be quick. If you're not quick enough, these tanks just won't die. If you're lucky, you get to kill these things. These two tanks you must try and kill without using your bazooka. Anyway, this one is quite difficult. You kill two tanks, and if you get them killed, you kill more tanks, and eventually, hopefully, between your bazooka, which you don't have a lot of reloads for, and those other guns you use, you can get them all killed. This is a very one of those time sensitive stuff where you have to do it a lot of times. It's one of the, if you can't get through this, the tanks reach the tank, you can't go further. This is sort of a choke point in the game. If you can't pass this, you can't do the rest of the game. I think that's a nice place to stop. That's the end of the second campaign. In the third campaign you are in Italy. But I'm gonna stop here for this review. Again, the range of weapons is nice. You've got in this game all the Italian weapons is added to the weapons you can use. It's a bit difficult to distinguish sometimes between the Americans and the Italians, especially in low light where you just have their silhouettes. They look a lot the same, but they don't have that nice distinguishing German helmet. They could have made a bit more, try to differ between the Italians and the Americans a bit more, especially since you do meet up with squads quite a lot, and if they look the same you can't really you don't really know who to shoot. But again, this is a nice game. The controls are nice. It's not extremely violent if you have a problem with that. It's good for your hand-eye coordination though, or I find it so to be. It's not boring as some other stuff to improve hand-eye coordination. The scenery, it does differ a bit between night and day, and the areas you are in differ. It's not all the same green scenery or brown scenery. The beginning you are in the desert. Again, nice terrain movements. It's nice that they put in the sandstorm. The stuff you have to do is interesting. The E key again is a bit easier to work with. You get to use different large weapons again in this game, and to blow the same ones up. And the tanks move sometimes too fast. You don't really have a place you have to hit them. It's very difficult to. If you get it right, you are lucky, I think. But you really have to know when to do what, and it's time stuff works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it not. It's difficult, but it's still an interesting game. Again, there's cheat codes. Yeah, you can't really use to skip that mission. You can't really. There's no cheat code you can use for that because there's nothing that will make the tanks go slower. I don't know if you do something with unlimited ammunition or something. If you can just use your bazooka, but there's cheat codes available, which is interesting sometimes. If you play this game through, you can do with cheat codes and see what different stuff you can do. It's a nice game overall again. I really like to play them every now and then. So if you get the CD file, the play without CD files, store them somewhere. Don't delete them. You might want to come back to this game someday if you uninstall it again. This was a good game. The controls are nicely grouped. Since you use the same controls through all three of these games. The weapons, you can cycle between different kinds of weapons again, which is the same as in Spearhead, which was a nice improvement over the normal Allied Assault where you just have one weapon per key. You have different grenades and different weapons again. To get some Italian weapons throughout the game you can use. The reload on the weapons are nice because so you go through the motions of reloading. So that's interesting. It makes it a bit more realistic than just if the ammo appeared there. So this is quite a nice game. I liked it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please go and donate some money at patreon.com. Thanks for watching this review with me. I'll see you at my next review.